Hey guys, it's Elle! Sorry that this video is a day late. Can you believe 2020 is finally over? Fingers crossed that this year will be the start of the decade that we were all hoping for. As you may have noticed, I haven't been very active with uploading videos on my channel over the past year, and there's actually a very specific reason for that, which relates to what I believe is one of the earliest signs that things in 2020 will go horribly wrong. I am of course referring to YouTube's new COPPA regulations. At the very least, I needed to take some time away from the channel to figure out what to do with these new restrictions and how it would potentially affect the content I create. But for a time, I seriously considered quitting YouTube altogether in favor of using IGTV and public Patreon posts as a replacement. Now that I've been able to think things over more, I'm not as scared to upload videos here, and I think I'm ready to finally make my return. Here's hoping I'll be able to go far using the general audiences tag. Another frustrating thing that's made me unable to post as often as I would like to this year is that my computer had become increasingly more and more unreliable to work with until it finally died altogether. I have a new computer now. It's a Lenovo Legion, which is an absolute joy to use, and I'm gradually getting adjusted to my new, currently somewhat temporary setup. As opposed to my previous computer, which would glitch and crash on me even within my first month of me using it, I haven't had any problems at all with this new one. I absolutely love it. Unfortunately, I still need to find a way to somehow get all of my files off my old computer before I can begin any serious work again, and with social distancing going on right now, it makes it hard for me to find someone who can help me with this issue. Hopefully it'll be resolved sooner rather than later, but there it is. Of course, a lot of us are still dealing with the havoc 2020 wreaked upon us all, and in my own personal life I've had some family emergencies that leave me with less time to devote to being a content creator. But I'll still try my best to build a better online presence and interact with you guys more because I really miss sharing my art and stories with you all. Despite these unfortunate circumstances, I do have some happy news and exciting announcements to share. Yay! Let's start with the most exciting one, which is that I actually published a book! For 3 months, I've been working on an original art zine for charity, which you can buy from my store Envy. I'll post a link right here. I post 10 of my personal favorite pieces from the zine on my Redbubble page as well, and 100% of funds from the purchases will be donated to charity as well. I was also part of a collaborative zine project earlier in the year called Kita Kita Killer, which is also available on my store Envy, but only in limited quantities. I have 30 digital copies available, and once those are gone, I won't be restocking them again. Unlike the zine and its related products, all purchases of Kita Kita Killer from my storefront will go to me directly. Another cool project that I started in 2020 is that I launched my own webcomic on Tapas. It's a slice of life 4 coma, where I basically just make fun of myself, so if you like series such as 4-Panel Life and The Odd Ones Out, I hope you'll enjoy this one too. I update it every 2 weeks, although I had to go on hiatus for a while to work on the zine. But now I'm back to uploading consistently again. The next update comes out this Tuesday on January 5th, so be sure to check it out. I also post installments for the webcomic on Patreon as soon as they're complete, so if you want to be ahead of the Tapas crowd, that's the place to go. I'll have the links to those and everything else mentioned here in the description. While we're on the subject of comics, I recently created the first draft for a standalone manga, which you can also read in its entirety on Patreon. Some of you may remember a while back that I announced a standalone fanmade project called I'm the Sidekick, and I'm happy to announce that the story is going to be revived 3 years later as a comic book. Just for fun, I also shared what I had for the original fanime script on Patreon as well, and it's basically the same story but with a few changes. My goal for 2021 is to have all 40 pages of the comic drawn and completed from beginning to end, and to get it published in print form. I'm still waiting on some people to get their feedback on the script before I move on to the artwork portion of it, but I'm so excited to move forward with the story, you have no idea. And the I'm the Sidekick project is just my first step toward a long road I have planned out for a slate of original manga releases, which I'll explain in more detail in a future video that I plan on posting on Patreon as well. I have even more projects I'm developing that go beyond comics, such as fanime and video games, so I hope you'll come along for the ride. Okay, so that's all from me from now in this short video. Please let me know down below what your goals for the new year are, and let's end off 2020 by sharing one good thing that happened to you this past year. I hope I can keep creating lots more entertaining content for you guys, and that I can build a fun community for us all. See you next time. Bye!